From Quigley Stadium in Malvern, Pennsylvania, the Sports Fan Base Network is proud to present Malvern Prep School Lacrosse. This afternoon, the Friars host the Quakers of New Jersey's Moorestown High School in non-conference action. Hi again, everybody. Alongside Joe Vasile, I'm Tom Wilms. Thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. Very interesting matchup we have as Malvern playing pretty much all comers. They took on Salesianum. They win up to Long Island to take on a perennial power there in Garden City. Still have a very solid 7-5 record. They're number 2 in the most recent PhillyLacrosse.com poll. Last game for them was last Tuesday right here on the Sports Fan Base Network, a 14-7 win over a perennial Delaware power in Salesianum. Moorestown, 3-5 record. They're number 14 in the recent NJ.com poll. Last game for them was a 5-4 upset overtime loss against Rumson Fairhaven. That was on Saturday. So, Joe, two very interesting teams right now. Looking forward to finishing off conference play and heading towards state action later on.
Yeah, you know, Moorestown's going to want to come out and make a statement today coming off that overtime loss their last time out. Uncharacteristic for them, usually one of the top programs down in South Jersey. That's the case again this year as they are very talented. The record, though, maybe not showing it at the moment, but a chance for a statement win. So Malvern's going to have to make sure they're on top of their game.
Okay, inside the face-off X, Rowan Almonte against Christopher Ferzing. A tough battle, but Malvern Prep, as they've done most of this year, have won the face-off battle. Drive comes in and a nice save right away, right into the chest, though. I don't think that's the shot that you really want to take. Jack Avis between the pipes for Moorestown, as Gene Martin, their Cornell commit and senior, he is unavailable for today's game.
Yeah, and an early challenge in between the pipes as Matthew Civitella had a real quick shot. Like the idea from Civitella to just try and almost take Moorestown by surprise before they're ready.
A shot comes in there, but that's stolen away into the cross of Jake Brownlee. As in goal for Malvern Prep, as he has been for most of the season, is William Pettit. They commit to North Carolina. A embarrassment of riches between the pipes for the Friars. A North Carolina commit, a Virginia commit, and a Catholic University commit. All seniors.
Yeah, just a couple ACC guys there, huh? And, of course, Catholic, a really good program at the Division III level down in Washington, D.C. So just a lot of talent no matter who's in there for Malvern throughout the entire season.
So Malvern Prep in the white. Moorestown is in the black. And, again, underway, still waiting for our first goal, as Matthew Buckley has it back behind. Again, both of these teams feature a number of commits. Malvern Prep having about double that Moorestown has, but still a lot of talent on the field right now. Stepping up here, Cataline. And it's worked back behind to X here for Ben Cantwell, who's heading to UMass next year. Nick Cataline, who's pretty much quarterbacking this offensive set. Samuel Winker back behind for Matthew Buckley. And they just keep working it around. And this is something that Malvern Prep is very good at. It's just they keep switching very well. They wait for that mistake, and they've just got it. This will be a uncaused turnover, and it'll be Malvern Prep ball.
Yeah, you love what you see out of the Friars defensively. They were content to just let Moorestown swing it around the outside and maintain their inside lines defensively. Got the bad pass that rolled out of bounds for the turnover.
So Friars ball, 9:57 to go first quarter. Still no score in this one. So here's Potemski. Now for Jack Jogerst. Last time out, picked up a hat trick against Salesianum. Back now, Evan Lotz is going to quarterback right now, being pushed outside by Dama Gubatasi. Good defensive work there as they work it around again. Colin Houston. And back up top for Jogerst. Switches with the spin. Good stand up at him by Knobloch. Almost lost it. Now Houston. And here for Lotz. Get no shot clock at the high school level. It's the old school stall warnings. And this is my fourth game. And Joe, I believe this is your second. We haven't seen stall warnings.
No, very rare that we'll end up seeing those.
Especially Malvern Prep in their offensive set. They just like to go at you. But they are also smartly patient as Nicholas Potemski tried to get around. Nice look up top. But Moorestown does such a good job of spreading things out. This is going to be a really nice matchup and a tough battle as well. Again, you notice if you look at the schedule for Moorestown, a lot of, nice shot there by Will Payton, and he scores. A lot of, we were talking about a lot of low-scoring games for Moorestown, but eventually the Friars able to find a way through, and that one was Will Payton on a quick pass out in front.
Yeah, really good action run on that possession by Malvern. They got the shot that they were finally looking for right inside and were able to bury it past Jack Avis. Again, not the usual goalkeeper for Moorestown, so having to come in today going up against a tough offensive opponent in Malvern. Made a save the first shot he faced, but not so lucky the second time around.
Second draw of the game. And it looks like it is same combatants. Almonte couldn't quite score. And he didn't actually win that draw cleanly last time, but this time he does get the help just like the first time. Nice dump off here for Payton. Nice return. Pass out in front. Unable to get the shot off real strongly was the defenseman Buono. Usually you can get those long stick guys who get over that center line. They just, those eyes, those biggest saucers. They want to try to whip it towards the cage.
One who had a goal earlier this year in a game against Episcopal on a very similar play, just kind of took it right up the middle. And the advantage with that long stick, when you are kind of on those breakaways, you just get so much extra downward leverage on the ball. Makes it very tough if you're in net to try and make a save on it.
So Moorestown with possession. Again, 1-0 lead for Malvern Prep under the 8-minute mark of this first quarter. Winkler back behind. Left-handed shot. That looked like it might have went off the pipe. Maybe the save by Pettit. Either way, one and done.
Yeah, I was going to say I think that did end up finding its way off the pipe, off that shot from Nick Cataline, and really good action run that time around by the Quakers. They found Cataline on the cut.
Oh, let's look out in front, but unable to get a clean shot off was Payton. Quick stick check on him by Colin Ginley, the long stick midi. So both teams pretty much going one and done here is Vinny Caparola. A little long stick midi, the senior, will toss it up to the near side. Avery Haynes will go outside, and they'll set up the offense. Ben Cantwell, as we mentioned earlier, heading the UMass. All the way back for Gubatasi. And now that everything's settled, Moorestown will get some substitutions, going from defensive to offensive middies. Samuel Winkler back behind Cantwell. Near side, Buckley. Malvern not afraid to chase outside of the restraining box. See Civitella about 10 yards shy of the box. Buckley. Ball down, flags down. And that will go against Malvern Prep as soon as they pick it up. So first penalty situation. The clock actually kept on running for a couple of seconds, but looks like that's no harm, no foul. It'll be a 1-minute trip. So first man advantage, man up opportunity here for Moorestown.
Yeah, a little trip from Powers, just got his cross tangled around in the feet and was just kind of going for a stick check, but went a little bit low, tripped up the offensive player from Moorestown, and a chance for the Quakers to get even.
Ooh, nice pass over, but Cantwell can't pick it up. That was a situation where he was going to shoot before he had possession. So a chance here now for the Friars to kill the rest of the penalty. Still got about 40 seconds to kill.
Boy, and if Ben Cantwell was able to grab that pass for Moorestown, just what an opportunity he would have had with that near side of the cage open.
Still got another 20 seconds or so to kill. All the way back up top now for Cade Sostek. And that'll do it as Moorestown's 0 for 1. That is the toughest part about the lacrosse game. You lose possession when you have the man up. It's so, I wouldn't say easy to kill, but easier than it would be in another sport like hockey. That shot comes in, they score. Great turnaround shot by Nicholas Potemski. And it's now 2-0 Friars.
It's a play that we see Malvern run quite a bit. You get the cutter coming around back for Mexicross. GLE make that catch. Quick turn and shoot, and it's just so hard for a goalie to defend. We'll take another look as you see Potemski coming around that shot and just buried it right in past Jack Avis.
So 2-0 lead for Malvern Prep. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Malvern Prep has been very well known for those quick starts. As we mentioned last week, a 14-7 win over Salesianum. As a fast break the other way, but a bad pass to Cantwell. Those are chances you don't want to not take advantage of if you're the Quakers. It was a clean face-off win, but really nothing as far as an offensive opportunity.
Yeah, second turnover that we've seen out of the Quakers so far, and that's something that they're going to need to tighten down moving forward for the rest of this game. You can't be coughing the ball up as much as they have in the early going here today.
So Prep controls Cade Zostek. He's heading to Penn State. Evan Waite. Jogers back for Waite. Waite yet to commit. But now for Jogers. Double team there, which means somebody's open up top of Zostek. Wanted to fire it, but he was well outside and thought better of it.
Wow, and what strong handling by Zostek. He got checked pretty hard, was still able to hold on to the ball. Just really, really tough.
So here's Payton back behind. One of the goal scorers. So Payton and Potemski the goal scorers so far as he's back behind at X. Looks to isolate here against Jonathan Miller. Couple of stutter steps. Looks in front. No cutters. All the way back around to the near side for Colin McGill. Potemski. All the way back around again. Up top for Waite. Here for Zostek. Goes to his left. Has room in front of him. Good slide defensively, though, as it goes back for Waite.
Yeah, just terrific defending from Moorestown.
Jogers forced wide. Dumps back behind to X for Payton. Payton trying to spin around. Can't get hands free. Now he'll dive across the crease, and no goal in the crease. It'll be a Moorestown ball. Will Eigenrauch will take it up. He's heading to Catholic University next year. Long pass up ahead. That's intercepted by Brownlee, but then lost it. And a flag flies, and it will be against Moorestown. So Malvern Prep will have their first chance on the man up. And the officials will actually get together on this. So it's a push with possession, 30-second call.
It goes against Jonathan Miller. It's called for that little extra bit of a push right after the interception of the pass, and so that's why kind of the hitting the deck happens.
So here we go. First man up for Malvern Prep, but they only get 30 seconds to work. Here's Potemski playing back behind it X, all the way back up top for Civitella. Back inside the box. Reverses looking for Payton. Jogers back up top. Actually, that's Civitella. Now for Civitella. Back up top again. Only a few seconds to work as they throw it away. Deflection, so it will stay Malvern Prep ball, but the man up is over. So both teams 0 for 1 on the man up situation. Full and even strength for both. So here we go, Civitella. Colin Houston fresh off the bench. So we're down to just about 2 minutes left to go in the first. 2-0 lead for the Friars. Evan Lotz trying to power his way through Shane Knobloch. Dumps it back. Houston around for McGill. Back behind for Payton. No cutters, no help there. Lotz. He tries to spin again. Had his hands free. Tries to dump it back, but it's cleanly intercepted. Good job getting the cross of the way by Colin Ginley. Nice caused turnover as Moorestown moves up. Trying to get on the board for the first time. Samuel Winkler back behind for Caparola. Correction, that is Cataline. Now back for Buckley. Cutting to the outside against McGill. Then around for Buckley again. Tries to spin goal line extended. Good defensive work, getting the stick in the way by Jackson Powers. Knobloch draws a triple team. Pass across. Shot comes in. That goes high, but it's backed up. Quick release. But the Quakers can't connect.
Tried to set up Jack Stewart for that shot, but it was backed up nicely by Moorestown. They keep the possession. As Stewart had some space out in the dirt, just left it a little bit high.
Down to 43 seconds to go. Ooh, tough shot there by Knobloch. That would have been a miracle to get that on cage. Fortunately for him, it was backed up.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Knobloch's intent was there, whether it was a shot or a pass where he thought someone was going to be around. But with his momentum kind of carrying him past GLE, that was just a very sharp angle for him to try and get that one in on.
Case Young is young. He's just a freshman as he dumps it across here for Knobloch. Correction, that's Stewart. No pick. Now for Knobloch. Ball down. And picked up by Malvern Prep. 15 seconds to work. They'll try to get a fast break going. Nice look back. Here's Rushton. Across. Trying to sneak through Payton. Bounce to the near side. 5 seconds to go. Race for the ball. Carlini tries to scoop up. Goes out. And it will be Malvern Prep ball. But just 1 second to work. Let's see if they bother with a shot. They'll try it. Ooh. Getting the worst of that one was the official on the far side. But 12 minutes are in the books. Malvern Prep leading 2-0. We'll take a quick break. Back in a moment here on the Sports Fan Base Network.
Welcome to Granite Run Buick GMC. Here's what some of our customers have to say.
There's more of a family atmosphere here.
Thank you, Granite Run.
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 If you're in the market for a new car or truck, do what I did. Go see my friend Ryan Irish and his team at Granite Run Buick GMC. These guys are the best.
And that's why we welcome you to Granite Run.
Visit us in person or online at graniterun.com.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Spend your summer with Malvern Prep. Malvern offers a variety of sports camps for all skill levels led by Malvern coaches. For more information and to register, visit malvernprep.org/summer. It's malvernprep.org/summer.
About to start second quarter action. Malvern Prep leading Moorestown 2-0. Alongside Joe Vasile, I'm Tom Williams. Thank you so much for joining us. Joe will be back on Thursday. 4 p.m. start as Malvern Prep will be taking on Germantown Academy.
Yeah, big Interact matchup coming up on Thursday, but obviously things to take care of here today with this tough challenge from Moorestown, who turned the ball over 4 times in the first quarter. That's something for the Quakers that they're going to need to improve at over the final 3 quarters in the game if they want to make sure that Malvern doesn't start to pull away.
Face-off violation, and it will be Malvern Prep ball. First violation we've had in this game, as the other 3 face-offs were won fairly cleanly, or at least legally. So Prep controls as Champ Doyle has it back behind. Lotz works it all the way around here for Houston. Well, Quakers starting to extend defensively with 2 up top. Houston tries to beat his man, dumps back for Lotz, tries on the near side, shot from the outside is wide, as Civitella can't get it to go, but backed up by the Friars.
Like the series from Malvern, they're starting to load up a lot of traffic in front, some cutters, some stationaries, and just trying to create some havoc.
McGill trying to force his way out in front, dumps it towards the cage, and he scores. Jonathan Miller tried to push him away, but McGill just got his hands free, and essentially it's a perfect description, just dumped it right on the net. Nothing that Jack Avis can do, and it's 3-0.
And for Jack Avis, just I'm sure he's going to be kicking himself with that one getting in. Not a very hard shot at all, as we'll take a look here on the replay. You just see cutting around, a little turnaround and a soft bounce shot that got in right behind Avis, and almost as if he just wasn't ready for it to come from that angle, and ended up getting beat.
And Jack Avis, a junior, normally the backup goaltender, but Gene Martin injured for Moorestown, has been for a little while. So when you have a D1 commit sitting on the shelf, essentially, it's got to be tough. But this is a chance here for Avis to step up and try to make some big saves. So far, though, he's trailing 3-0 as face-off violation, and it will be Malvern Prep ball once again. This time, Michael Veringer getting a nice 1-2 punch that the Friars have in the face-off dot. Cabalgamonte and Veringer both do a fantastic job. Possession is the name of the game. Again, going into Captain Obvious mode there. Can't score without the ball. Evan Waite dumps it now for Jack Jogerst. Has room to his left. Gets it to his left hand. Nice look out in front. Shot from the outside and a save. Rebound loose. Jogerst with a fake and he scores. Oh, what a great bounce for Jack Jogerst as he just pops it home after a quick little fake high. And it's now 4-0.
And Jack Jogerst just the beneficiary of being in the right place at the right time to grab that rebound. And then all of a sudden, he just found himself all alone with Jack Avis, the goalkeeper. And nothing that Avis, again, could do as Jogerst had all kinds of room to maneuver and was just able to get that nice fake to the left and then go right back to the strong side.
It is so tough for a goaltender when you have somebody all alone in front. You have two choices: just go after follow the stick as best you can, or you run out and deck the guy. Not always easy to do. But when you have a guy like that with that kind of skill out in front, again, a quick fake, change the eye level, and then pop it home. So early in the second quarter, 4-0 lead. As unable to pick that up cleanly. But eventually doing so is Colin Ginley. He's double-teamed with that long stick, a big target. It's taken from him. And a timeout called by Moorestown. And that's a smart timeout, even though it's relatively early, Joe. Understanding, down 4-0, possession, well, they haven't had much in the way of possession. So knowing they were about to lose it, to call that timeout, very, very smart by the coaching staff of the Quakers.
Yeah, head coach Baron Wallenhurst saw that there were about to be two Malvern players converging from behind, getting ready for that stick check, called the timeout, got it in before the ball was poked free, so it's going to stay with Moorestown out of the timeout. And look, there's a reason why Baron Wallenhurst has gotten Moorestown to be one of the premier lacrosse programs in the state of New Jersey and in the country, quite frankly, throughout his tenure with the Quakers. He's got a very good lacrosse mind. He sends guys to upper-tier Division I programs all the time. And you see, even though Moorestown is down 4-0, still a very well-coached team, a disciplined team. They're just making a few mistakes on some passes that aren't connecting, but it's not like you're looking at anything that Moorestown's doing today and going like, geez, no, I mean, no wonder they're down 4-0. It's not that at all. It's just a couple of misconnections, and then Malvern has been able to take advantage of those couple of mistakes that Moorestown has made.
So timeout just about over as inbounding on the near side is Ben Cantwell, mentioned earlier, out of UMass. A number of commits on both of these squads. Gives you an idea of the talent involved is Samuel Winkler. We'll get it all across for Buckley. Wow, they are really spread out defensively. And there's nobody inside for Moorestown. Little surprised at that. That might be an adjustment they may need to make. Give an option in front of the cage. Back to X now, Winkler. Tries the near side, Cantwell.
And I don't mind the strategy for Moorestown. It's good when you're having trouble generating offense. Sometimes the best thing you can do is spread out the defense.
That's a great stick check there by Michael Buono.
And try to open up some lanes. And you saw trying to take it inside was Jack Stewart. And he got checked so hard the cross fell out of his hands.
Oh, a little leap there by Iacone to get inside. Iacone. A little bit of mustard on that play. And you'll hear it from the faithful here at Quigley Stadium.
Yeah, a little mustard, some relish, a little ketchup.
Well, sports is entertainment, and he's certainly entertained with that little hurdle. As Jogers tries the running back his way through. Nice pass out in front, but McGill couldn't get the shot off cleanly. I think he thought he had more time. Potemski back behind looking for cutters.
Yeah, Vinny Caparola, really nice defensive play for Moorestown, coming up with the stop on that shot attempt.
Here's Zostek. Sweeping to the left. Tried to bounce it back behind. Goes off across, and that'll trickle out of play and will be a Moorestown ball.
Yeah, and another great play by Caparola defensively. We've seen him now a couple times just in that one Malvern possession, getting himself in the way, not being afraid to put himself between the player with the ball and the goal, disrupt shots, disrupt passes, and it leads to Malvern's first turnover in his second quarter.
Trouble with the clear here for Moorestown. Finally picked up by Rushton. When you involve the goaltender with the clear, that gives you an extra player to help you out with that. So you should find that man open, but they couldn't do so. But fortunately for Moorestown, it was knocked out of play by Rushton, and the Quakers will get an offensive set. But they've been forced outside the entire game so far. Forced to these long passes that don't connect. And Jack Stewart couldn't pick it up. But I just saw one of the coaches just put his shirt over his head going, oh, what do we got to do here?
Yeah, and you talk about, getting your goalie involved in clears, and maybe that's something that Moorestown has to think about a little bit more to give them a little bit of an advantage as they try to work on those clears and getting their passes a little bit more crisp through the neutral third of the field, setting up into the attacking third in the box. Just need to figure out something to start connecting on passes. It feels like just pressing a little bit too much.
Nice work all the way around for Civitella. Thought about stepping up, and instead it's dumped back out of the cross of Lots, but he regroups well. Here's Houston. Sweeps to the right. No angle. Back behind it. X tries the near side. Shot comes in. Nice kick save by Stewart. Correction, that was Avis, rather.
Yeah, we've seen Jack Avis give up a couple of tough goals in this game, but that was a really nice save. Sticking out the leg, getting it in the way, and just kicking it aside.
Yeah, and as a Lacrosse goaltender, on the outdoor portion of the game, it's not about body contact. You want to use the stick 90% of the time, but you want to get your body back behind. Another nice save on the short shot by McGill. So Avis stepping up here in the second quarter.
After that rough first 2 minutes for the Moorestown defense, where basically Malvern possessed the ball the entire time, now starting to force Malvern into taking some shots that maybe they don't necessarily want to take. Get possession of the ball back and trying to work on netting their first goal of the game, just to get this one a little bit closer by halftime. You don't have to get 4 goals in a row to tie things up, but chip away, get a goal or two here over the next couple of minutes. Make this one close again.
And nobody out in front of the cage for Moorestown. They're being forced outside as Buckley has it back behind the net. Now they find a cutter, but a good force away there by Frankenheimer. Anytime anyone comes close within 10 yards, the defensemen do such a good job of shoving them away. It's Shane Knobloch will get it back behind for Buckley. Around for Winkler. Nice look. Eventually worked around. Stewart back behind for Buckley.
Like the quick passing game from Moorestown, starting to collapse things inwards now.
Turnaround shot, didn't get any of it as he bounces it over the cage. Now it's taken away by Jackson Powers. Down to 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Still looking for our first Moorestown goal. They trail 4-0. He's able to sneak through is Cooper Frankenheimer. Defensive midfielder tosses it up ahead, and he'll come off. Eric Spanos will get a shift here, so to speak, for the Friars. Civitella fakes the drop, no hidden ball trick. Now Doyle. Champ Doyle to the outside. Back behind looking for cutters. They have one, but Potemski couldn't pick up the pass, but another good bounce for the Friars. Here's Lotz. Nice stutter step, fires, and it's blocked, and it's deflected home. Oh, no, it went off of Will Eigenraut and then just snuck past the goaltender for a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, Avis was all set for that one to go down toward the lower right corner of the net. Ended up deflecting in on the lower left corner as Avis kind of looks at it to his back. And just not a whole lot you can do. It's like in any sport when you've got those balls deflected in front and it changes directions. If you're in net, you have to anticipate that it's going to get through clean. And when it doesn't, that usually leads to good things for the team shooting.
That's the kind of game it's been so far for Moorestown. Even when things go a little bit right, they just end up going wrong. As Malvern Prep have another face-off win. They've won 5 of 7. They are leading this game 5-0 very easily. Well, a couple of bounces here and there would only be 3-0, maybe 3-1. But again, Moorestown just having trouble getting anything going offensively. And again, when you're stuck in your own zone, well, it's even more impossible, obviously.
Yeah, and we were talking about in the first quarter, Tom, about how Moorestown's a team that they don't play a lot of high-scoring games throughout the season. And you almost wonder, okay, at what point do you look at it and say, this might be too big of a deficit to overcome? I don't think 5-0 in the second quarter is that. But, I mean, there is a number at some point where you wonder about the offensive firepower that the Quakers have to be able to get back in, because it's not really their style to put up 14, 15, 16, 17 goals a game.
Payton back behind, looking to do it himself, but he's double-teamed, knocked down. Good defensive work as it's back behind the cage, still loose, though. Nice move to stutter away by Miller, and he tossed it to his keeper. Quick clear out. So here's Ginley. Gets over the center line. Tosses near side for Cantwell. A timeout called by Moorestown. 3 minutes, 58 seconds to go here in the second quarter. And to that effect, again, the second time they've called a timeout on trying to start an offensive set. I think they are, meaning the Quakers, starting to realize that goals are at a premium for them. So they need to slow down play somehow and get that icebreaker. Maybe once they get that first one, they can step up and it'll come in bunches. Again, they talk about basketball being a game of runs. Lacrosse can be the same way. If you can just get one on the board, get some positive momentum, maybe an opportunity here for Moorestown to, again, get something going, get something positive heading towards halftime.
Yeah, you get that proverbial monkey off your back. So right now, what you do is you set up a place. All right, here's what we're going to run. If we get this look defensively, if Malvern throws this at us defensively, we change it up and we do this. So you try and draw something up that you think is going to get you that goal here, because, again, at halftime, you're looking at a 5-goal deficit right now with about 4 minutes left. You've got time to make it up still, plenty of time throughout the game, but it's got to start one possession at a time. And like the timeout, because, again, being down 5 or 6 versus being down 4 or 3 going into halftime is a very, very big swing.
So here's the opportunity for Moorestown. Again, they called their second timeout of the half. They trail 5-0. And see if they could find a way to get somebody inside. Something that Moorestown has either been unwilling to do or unable to do, as Shane Knobloch will have possession. Again, we mentioned ad nauseum that Malvern Prep does such a good job of extending their defense, forcing long passes. And the longer the pass, obviously, the more chance of it being intercepted or dropped or missed or what have you. As Knobloch tries the far side. Low pass, able to scoop up there, Buckley. Now Cantwell. Knobloch, looked at by Carlini. Gets through him, cuts underneath, fires, and is blocked. Scoops out now for Cataline.
Really
Bounce pants up ahead now for Knobloch.
Really good play by Stewart with a little hip check to give his teammates some time to get to that ball, avoid it going back over to Malvern.
Desperation play to keep it alive by Buckley, but gives it away to Timothy Mitchell. And now Malvern Prep will try to get a fast break going. Here's Carlini over the center line. Carlini. Rushton. The long sticker switches to the left. And I don't know if he has the ability to pass to the left as he'll scoop it underneath here for Civitella. That's a good job, though, by Rushton to just, okay, I don't have nothing. Let's slow it down again. Civitella. Back for Houston. Sweeps right, draws the double team, tries to pass, blocked down. Ball still down. Trying to scoop up is Caparola. But it is grabbed here by Malvern Prep. Very good on the ground balls so far. Caused turnovers and ground balls. Friars have been dominant. So we're down to 2:18 to go, second quarter. 5-0 Friars. Civitella spins to his left. Back for Houston. Now for Lotz. Lotz to the outside. Can't get underneath. Circles back. Houston again. Sweeps right. Good possession. So far from the Friars as Schneider pushes back. Houston against Schneider again. Back behind X. They try the near side. Civitella fires, and it's blocked. And that'll go out of play, but it will stay Malvern Prep ball.
Civitella tried to go low-high on that shot, hit off across in front from Moorestown defender, deflected all the way over, looks like to the high jump area. The track and field team's doing some practice today.
1:43 to go in the second. Houston gets through one, but not another. There's a nice switch there by Haynes. Low pass goes out of play, and it will be Moorestown ball.
And we've seen the Quakers be much better defensively over the past 5 or 6 minutes, really since that initial flurry from Malvern in this quarter. Obviously, there was the goal that was deflected in past Jack Avis, who's got it now. But outside of that, it's been a really strong defensive turnaround for the Quakers. Now that just needs to start translating into more offense for them.
Gubitasi, the defenseman, draws the double. Tries to dump it on back, trying to rake it away as Iacone, and then he scoops it up, gets pushed out of play, and it will be Moorestown ball. Want the quick restart. I don't think Cantwell got it as quickly as he would have liked, as he waits now for Cataline. Down to 1:11 to go in the second. Buckley. Over now for Winkler. Now Knobloch, and then back up top. Knobloch for Winkler, back for Buckley. Pretty much the same offensive set here for Moorestown. Same personnel they've had pretty much the entire game. Just unable to solve the D of the Friars so far, as we're down to 43 seconds to go in this second quarter. A 5-0 lead for Malvern Prep. Bit of a slip on the turf, but Stewart got back up quickly, then gets decked. Flags fly, and we'll have our second man-up situation of the game for Moorestown.
Yeah, they turned it over pretty early on in their first man-up situation, and Malvern Prep really possessed the ball for most of what was a minute-long penalty. So now we'll see if the Quakers were able to execute. Just over 30 seconds left to go, and Malvern's going to take a timeout to talk things over, make sure they can stay strong on the defensive end during this, because essentially this is going to end the first half with Moorestown having a man-up situation. So the Quakers, you can take your time. You don't have to press anything. Work yourself down on the clock. Find a good shot, and most importantly, when you do pass, connect on the pass. That's been the problem all day long for Moorestown, not being able to pass well, receive passes, and not necessarily that the passes are bad, but it's been the catching side that's been the issue. So make sure you execute well here. You don't try anything too risky. You wait for your shot. You take it and you bury it.
And I don't know if you noticed how quick that timeout was for Malvern Prep. They got together, and it was just maybe 4, 5, 6 words, and they broke it up relatively quickly. Again, maybe they just called a play as far as a man-down situation is concerned. So 6-on-5 for Moorestown. Their timeout a little bit longer, trying to work things out and erase that goose egg on the scoreboard. Again, it is pretty rare to get shut out in a quarter. To get shut out in a half is even rarer, obviously. So they want to certainly get on the board, get a better taste in their mouth as we head to the halftime break. So we're underway. 30 seconds to go. Again, a man-up situation. Second time in the game for Moorestown. See if they can shorten some of these passes, find some room out in front. Comes all the way back up top. Winkler. Batasi. They have a man on the side of the cage. Unable to pick it up cleanly was Cantwell. Second drop for him. Actually, second or third drop of the game for him. Right in and out of his cross. He gets it right back. 6 seconds left. Pass back up top. Nice look across. Got to get a shot off here. And that's off the pipe. That's how the quarter ends as Shane Knobloch hits it off the outside of the iron. And at halftime, it stays a 5-0 Malvern Prep lead. As Joe, they had the opportunity there. Just that you talk about puck luck in hockey, and maybe there's no ball luck here for Moorestown. Again, they've had a couple of breaks go against them.
Yeah, you got it in past the goalie. You finally got that shot that you were looking for right off the crossbar. Just a heartbreaking way to end the first half for Moorestown. And I guess maybe you take a little positive in that you got the shot, you got it past the goalie, but just a little bit lower is where it needed to be.
Want to remind everybody that Malvern Prep offers day camps, sports camps, and summer courses for boys and girls on our beautiful 103-acre campus. Camps are designed to help your child get ahead, try out a new sport, make new friends, all while having fun. Lunch is included for sports and day camps. Before and after care is also available. For more information and to register, visit malvernprep.org/summer. So we've hit halftime, 5-0 lead for the Friars. We'll take a break and come back for third quarter action in just a few minutes. You're watching the Sports Fan Base Network.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Welcome to Granite Run Buick GMC. Here's what some of our customers have to say.
There's more of a family atmosphere here.
Thank you, Granite Run.
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 If you're in the market for a new car or truck, do what I did. Go see my friend Ryan Irish and his team at Granite Run Buick GMC. These guys are the best.
And that's why we welcome you to Granite Run.
Visit us in person or online at graniterun.com.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Malvern Prep School here in Malvern, Pennsylvania. About to start the third quarter. Malvern Prep leading Moorestown 5-0. Yes, a shutout through 24 minutes of play. Moorestown hitting the pipe to end the second quarter as they're slowly but surely building opportunities, but still unable to solve William Pettit between the pipes. Alongside Joe Vasile, I'm Tom Wilms. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Sports Fan Base Network. We'll switch sides again. Malvern Prep in the white, Moorestown in the black. They made the trip over the bridge from New Jersey, and we are back underway. Got a 5-0 lead for Malvern Prep and another face-off win. They have won 6 of the 8 draws. As Champ Doyle will get some time. Future Fairfield Stag coming up in 2 years, actually. Potemski back behind an X, being chased by Caparola. And back up top. Yeah, for Lots. Moorestown extending the D a little bit as they wanted to dump it on back for Civitella. But staying with him the whole way was Avery Haynes. Jogers from the outside takes a shot. Nice block there by Avis. He had a bit of a slow start between the pipes, but has really stepped up so far, mostly in the second quarter and here early in the third.
Yeah, he's really found his groove. And then in transition, another turnover for Moorestown. They turned it over 8 times in the first half. And that's really been the story of the game for the Quakers.
And every time they get that kind of opportunity, just a weird bounce here, something else there, as that was right into the cross of Max Jogers. Jack Jogers has the ball here, and he'll try to sweep his way through. No help out in front. Undercuts his way through. Still no angle, though. And back behind for Potemski. 2 are back behind at X. He dumps it over now for Doyle, who isolates. Out of Spring City, Pennsylvania. And then we mentioned a junior. Potemski, nice look up top for McGill. Forced wide, then tries to circle back. Bad pass as that is low away from Civitella, and it will be Moorestown ball.
Mentioned out of Spring City. It's a beautiful spring day.
Oh,
nice changeup. It's been not so nice at times, but really beautiful today.
Yeah, I think it's been winter hanging on for I'd say for the last little while. But now, we're a high of about 80. It's probably where we are right now. It's Caparola. Oh, high stick on him. Flags fly. All 3. And I think somebody out in Spring City threw a flag as well.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember, I don't know if you watched wrestling back in the day, Tom?
Well, my back in the day is a little bit different than yours. Remember that.
Okay.
My back in the day is the 80s.
Okay, I was going to say. So in the 90s, there was this guy, the Sandman, and he used to
ECW,
yeah, he used to bring a cane with him into the ring, and his finishing move was he'd take the cane across his opponent's throat and kind of sweep his leg and throw him back. That's kind of what that move resembled with his cross right across the neck, and thought he was going to get ready to give him a white Russian leg sweep. That's what it was called.
Bringing it back, Paul Heyman style, the old ECW. Cantwell has it back behind. This is the third man-up situation. They're 0 for 2. Thanks to a pipe hit late in the second. Looking for their first goal. Nice ball movement. Nice to the side of the cage. Shot comes in. Saved by Pettit. And this will be backed up and taken. And controlled by Stowe Millhouse. Then lost it out of play. And it will be a Moorestown ball. As the man up has ended. So they're now 0 for 3. And a chance here again for the Quakers to just find a way to beat Pettit. Beat the pipe. Just get some shots on here.
And again, looking to stretch out the Malvern defense. We'll see when it is that the Quakers want to make their move and force a collapse of the Friars. Looks like it's going to be right now.
Kubatasi trying to sweep to the right. Nice switch and slide on over by Rushton. Now block back. He'll try to isolate. He'll sweep left. Another nice switch, but nice look to the crease, but bouncing hit wide was Patrick Coleman. Backed up well, though, by the Quakers. This is their first real extended offensive set with numbers of shots and backups.
Love what I'm seeing out of Moorestown, the way that they've come out on this offensive set, running good plays, the patience, and finding shots. It's only a matter of time before they get one in.
Worked all the way around, and they skip it now for Knobloch. Knobloch isolates, cuts to the outside. Then worked all the way around again. A couple of cutters, can't get it to him. Tossed all the way across for Knobloch. Steps up and fires and scores. Shane Knobloch with a rocket as the Quakers finally get on the board. 8:06 to go in the second, 5-1 Malvern Prep.
And there that goal finally is for Moorestown out of the Rutgers commit. Shane Knobloch will take another look here in just a second on the replay. You'll see exactly what it was. Little low-high came in, side action shot, got it around the defender, and just buried it right in the upper 90 past Will Pettit.
One of the toughest saves a goaltender has to make in this sport is one coming right at you, then goes right up your nose, and just trying to figure out a way to work that stick and get it in front. Your other option is to try to move your head, but nobody at any level wants to get hitting the noggin, even with a mask, with that ball. As Jonathan Miller will get a second opportunity here. Face-off win for Moorestown, rather.
Yeah, and you saw some really great power on that shot, just really powerful wrists.
Cantwell. Now for Coleman. And change up of middies here for the Quakers. McCabe for Cataline. Coleman. They're really working this left side. They'll try Knobloch on the far side this time. He'll cut towards the middle against Carlini. Nice look over for McCabe. And finally get it back behind at X. Knobloch gets it back from Cataline. You can see that Moorestown is finally getting some pressure out in front. Nice look back here for Knobloch from the outside. Bounce shot and a brilliant save there by Pettit. Fouled the bounce well. That was heading for the crossbar.
Yeah, look what I found for Will Pettit. My goodness.
Now a quick rush the other way. Carlini over for Doyle. And good slide by Ginley to slow down the fast break.
Yeah, Colin Ginley, really nice job, because that's always so dangerous when you've had a few minutes of sustained possession on the offensive side. Then all of a sudden the other team comes in transition. Sometimes you get caught back on your heels unless you have a play like that to slow things down, and you can eventually set up on your defensive set.
Wait back now for Houston. Houston will slip across on the sweep. Pushed away, though, by Knobloch. Getting some defensive midi time. Zostek to the left. And dump back for Houston. Down to under 6 minutes to go, third quarter. It's a 5-1 game. For Moorestown, you're looking, hey, we're leading the quarter. We've scored the only goal. As a shot comes in, that bounces wide by Houston, but it backed up by the Friars.
Yeah, and that's the first shot of this third quarter for Malvern Prep. They've barely had possession of the ball at all. You really have to like what you're seeing. From a Moorestown standpoint, the only thing is it's only resulted in one goal so far. You're still down 4, so you've got a lot of work to do over the final 17 and a half.
Cade Zostek with the left-handed sweep, and he fires it home. 5:30 to go in the third, and it's now 6-1 Malvern Prep. And just found room on that little sweep over to the left. Again, no defenseman slid over to help out. You get those hands free. It's so tough to stop that shot as a goalie. Again, basically against the grain, and that was low off the bottom of the post. So back to a 5-goal lead for Malvern Prep in this non-conference game, crossing state borders for the second time in a row. And last week was against perennial division or Delaware champion in Salesianum. This time it's against one of South Jersey's top schools in Moorestown. Another face-off win for Malvern Prep. So Jackson Powers trying to spin himself away from Winkler. Champ Doyle trying to catch him on an overcommit. He'll go back behind it to X now for Jogerst. And back up for Civitella. 4:50 to go, third quarter. Friars up by 5 again. Oh, good defensive work there. It's going down to Anis Civitella. It's usually when defensemen pounce, but he's allowed to get back up, sweeps to the left, good slide, spins and fires, and it goes wide, but backed up by the Friars as Potemski was back at X.
Not a bad shot from Civitella that time. He was pretty far out, so trying to go with a ground ball, get some skips, get it in there through all that leg traffic, but just went wide.
Another shot from the outside, and they score. Matthew Civitella sneaks it past the goaltender Avis, and it's now a 6-goal lead.
Civitella has been very active on the attacking side for Malvern. Remember, he had that shot that came about 8 seconds into the game and has really not let his foot up off the gas on the attack here today, and ends up burying one. I'd certainly say that for Moorestown, with the momentum that they had started to build, it's starting to certainly swing back in favor of the home team.
Well, these face-offs are so important as Malvern Prep has won 7 of the 10. This will be face-off number 11 and another clean win, this time by Michael Veringer. And can't score without the ball, so if you don't win face-offs, it is that much tougher as Evan Wheat gets over the center line. Trying to get inside the restraining box and does. Colin McGill. And back behind for Nicholas Potemski. Potemski gets away from Caparola. Instead of cutting out in front, he just tucks it wide. Wait, room in front of him. Good slide. Pass back is on the ground, but Keenan O'Connor getting his first action as an offensive midi. Able to regroup, Sostek to the outside. Nice look near side for Wait. Fires, and it goes high. And it is backed up by Malvern Prep.
And the angle that we're at, watching that shot, Tom, you could see there was just such wicked side spin coming on it, just like a slider in baseball, or just kind of dove off to the left after coming out of the stick.
Ball down out in front. Is trying to spin away with the long stick is Nick Gubatasi, and he'll start the fast break the other way as flags fly back behind the play. Gubatasi steps up, tosses it over, but not picked up cleanly. Still loose. And finally scooped up by the keeper, Pettit. So with 3:12 to go here in the third quarter, it'll be a 1-minute cross-check and the fourth opportunity of the game on the man up by the Moorestown Quakers.
Yeah, Champ Doyle going to have to sit out in the box here for Malvern, and we'll see if finally Moorestown is able to pounce and take advantage. One of these man-up opportunities, they're 0 for 3 so far today. They nearly got one right at the end of the first half. We'll see if they're able to capitalize here and get this one closer. It's, they're down 6. At a certain point, you're going to have to start to make your move aggressively.
Cantwell quarterbacks. Over now for Dom Gubatasi. Cantwell will sneak inside. Now it's dumped back for Knobloch, who has the lone goal of this game for the Quakers. Knobloch. Gubatasi. Nice look back behind. Jump save. Nice stop by Pettit. Again, that was pretty well telegraphed. You knew he was kind of going high with that one. And Pettit stayed strong to it.
Yeah, not a bad shot that time from Cantwell, but like you said, Tom, just telegraphed it high a little bit. Even if he was trying to go low with the angle that it came in, it was going to be hard.
Oh, look at Rushton with the shot, but this will be backed up well by the keeper, Avis, recognizing there was nobody behind, so he came out of his crease and took off for the back line. Still about 12 seconds remaining on the man up. So Moorestown, taking their time. Thought they might rush it a little bit, but I think they realized that 12 seconds is not enough time to really do so. As Avis dumps it here for Eigenrausch. And there goes the man-up situation, and Moorestown is 0 for 4. Avis getting pressured, and he'll just blindly toss it up ahead, and it'll be a turnover, and Malvern Prep will control. Didn't get over the center line in time. So here's Payton for Malvern Prep. Under 2 minutes to go, third quarter. 6-goal lead for Malvern Prep. It's Champ Doyle. Will sweep his way to the left. Tom Gubatasi stays with him. He'll step up his speed back behind the X. Jack Comegno is on defensively. That is intercepted. Tom Gubatasi gets in the way and tosses it back to his keeper, Avis. Pass up the middle. It's out of the reach of Ginley. In and out of the cross of Coleman and scooped up by Houston. And you've mentioned it a number of times, Joe, that some of these long passes just not connecting for Moorestown.
Yeah, if they get a positive, forcing a turnover on the one end, then cough it up before they're even able to clear. A couple of failed clears in a row now for Moorestown, and just kind of unable to get out of their own way throughout this game.
And Malvern Prep has taken advantage of pretty much every turnover throughout this game. Nice look out in front. Shot comes and that goes wide. Will Payton was all alone about 5 yards from the crease, but just could not tuck it home. But it is backed up well by the Friars. Down under a minute to go here in the third quarter. 7-1 lead for Malvern Prep. Civitella, one of the goal scorers. Houston back for Civitella. Stutter steps to the outside. Back behind for Payton. Nice little windup, but fake. Shot comes in, bounces away by Lotz. He tried to bounce it off the underneath the post. Backed up by Lotz, or actually by Payton. 39 seconds to go, third quarter. Friars maintain possession. Nice little head fake. Nothing out in front, though. It's worked around for Civitella. Lotz. Spins to his left, no help there. Behind here, Doyle. 15 seconds in the period. Nice look out in front, but it's intercepted by Gubatasi. His second straight turnover. As he tries to get over the center line, lost it. Tries to scoop up again. 5 seconds left. Trying to get something going here. He may hang on. Dumps it on over. Knobloch, no possession, and that is how the quarter will end. So heading to the fourth, Malvern Prep has this one pretty well in hand, leading 7-1, but we'll see if Moorestown can get back into it. So we head to fourth quarter action in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. So you're watching the Sports Fan Base Network.
Welcome to Granite Run Buick GMC. Here's what some of our customers have to say.
There's more of a family atmosphere here.
Thank you, Granite Run.
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 If you're in the market for a new car or truck, do what I did. Go see my friend Ryan Irish and his team at Granite Run Buick GMC. These guys are the best.
And that's why we welcome you to Granite Run.
Visit us in person or online at graniterun.com.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Looking for a way to keep your kids active and engaged this summer? Malvern offers day camps for kids ages 6 to 14. Located on our beautiful 103-acre campus, our camps include arts and crafts, group games, fitness, movies, and swimming. Lunch is included. Before and after care is available. For more information and to register, visit malvernprep.org/summer. That's malvernprep.org/summer.
Welcome back, everybody, once again live from Malvern Prep School. And it's been all Malvern Prep in this one, leading 7-1 over Moorestown. As the face-off is controlled, but then lost and followed up. So Moorestown does have their fourth face-off win. Nice look out in front. Shot off the outside of the net. Opportunity there from Patrick Coleman. Can't get it to go. It is backed up, though, by the Quakers. So quick start, just 16 seconds in to this fourth quarter.
And just like we saw Moorestown come out strong early in the third quarter, doing so through the first 20-plus seconds of the fourth, only led to one goal, though, in that quarter for Moorestown. Obviously, they need to make up 6 here in the fourth. It's got to start on this possession.
It's all about getting goals relatively quickly and winning those face-offs. Don't give up possession if you can help it, because Malvern Prep will rag it. Nice look up top. Plenty of room. The shot and a save by Pettit. Fouled that well to the far side post low. Went down to a knee and right into his big cross. I think there was more room in front of him than he realized. Probably could have moved in a couple more feet, maybe threw a fake. As that is going to be a unforced error. And a loft out in front, but the pass was just a bit behind Winkler. Right it on Cage. Pettit will steer it away, but that pass gets away. It's really gotten sloppy all of a sudden. Finally settled down a bit by Patrick Coleman.
And now 4 straight turnovers for Malvern on their last 4 possessions, if you include those 2 that they just had as 2 possessions.
Rapid fire turnovers here. Here's Winkler. Now for Knobloch, the lone goal scorer for the Quakers. Cataline will wait for some help. Case Young will make an appearance as an offensive midi. Winkler now for Cantwell. And around for Coleman. And nobody inside once again, but that's a nice little fake. Goal line extended, trying to work through Knobloch. Keeps it low, looking for cutters. Low pass. Cataline can't control it. And here's Case Young. I've mentioned it a few times in previous broadcasts. It's not as simple as a video game where you just point in that direction, push a button, and it goes right to him. No, you have to pass it in the right spot where you can catch it. If you throw it at his hip, it's not going to be as easy to catch as you throw it right into his cross. Here's Knobloch back behind. Extended offensive time here for Moorestown. Looking for cutters. Cantwell with a shot. That bounces wide. But Case Young will back it up. 9:32 to go fourth quarter. Cataline being looked at by Evan Wade. Cataline to his right. Tosses now for Cantwell. Wanted to go back behind to X. He's forced to get it back for Cataline. And that low pass, Knobloch has to chase it down. Will he get there to keep it alive? He will not, as Friars will come up with possession. Again, Joe, we've talked about turnovers, but a lot of these turnovers from Moorestown are unforced.
Yeah, it's been low passes that haven't been caught, high passes that haven't been caught. Just not being able to deliver the ball on time and on target, which is the 2 most important things when it comes to passing.
So Civitello will control here for the Friars. Again, they're up by 6. No real pressure right now on them. There's no hurry to scores. Kellen Matthias getting his first action of the game. Lost it here to Jonathan Miller. Nice cost turnover by Miller. And he'll get over that center line, trying to get a fast break going. Gets a step, but forced to the outside. Nice slide there by Jackson Powers.
5 straight possessions now for Malvern that have ended in turnovers, and yet Moorestown hasn't been able to capitalize and put one in. They've barely even gotten more than 2 shots off on their last several possessions, at least that have found their way into Cage.
Well, another low pass there, but it's regrouped for Cantwell, and now for Knobloch. Cataline around, and for Stewart. Good work all the way around for Cantwell again. And all being kept to the outside. Now finally Knobloch tries to sneak his way through, but forced away by Carlini. Stewart, through practically a triple team. Knobloch slipped, still keeps it, tossed towards the crease. Cantwell turns and fires, deflected towards the cage. Oh no! It spun right there close to the goal line. If that had different spin on it, might have tucked its way over the line.
Yeah, I think that one hit the inside of the left end of the post. Nearly went in. Moorestown just cannot believe that didn't go in for a goal.
So Malvern Prep still leads by 6. Sostek here for Lotz. Hines overcommitted a little bit. Lotz dumps it back behind. Nice deflection, but still comes onto the stick of Civitella. Again, even when Moorestown does do something correctly, it just doesn't work for him as Sostek sweeps to his left. Haynes with the switch, but then overcommits. Toss back up top. Nice look far side. Oh, they're close here. Lotz trying to get out in front. Gets the left hand free, and a kick save by the goaltender as Avis, in spite of giving up 7 so far, has been pretty strong. But the Friars control once again. Spanos back behind. Doyle trying to get around. Low shot kicked away again. Another stop by Avis. They try to clear. That is smart by Doyle to just dump it back into his own zone and regroup, then toss up ahead for Spanos. Doyle gives it up to Sostek. Now for Lotz. Defensive changes being made. Here by Malvern Prep. Jogers controls. Back now for Sostek. Room in front of him. Lotz. Nice move. Gets his hands free. Shot and a save. Sitting there in the crease and swallowed up by Avis.
And how good has Jack Avis been in the second half? I mean, he's been just terrific. Made a couple of excellent saves. Has only given up 2 goals after halftime. And has put his team in a position to come back. It's just been the unfortunate execution on the attacking side.
Well, took too long to get over the center line again. So another failed clear by the Quakers. So a little attention to details. Got to get over that line quickly. And once you get over and get inside that restraining box, you can take your time, even though you're running out of time in the game, at least as far as violations are concerned. You can take your time. Let's wait to the outside. Nice look out in front. Jogers with a shot, and he scores. Jack Jogers, his second of the game. 4:55 to go, fourth quarter. 8-1 lead for Malvern Prep.
We're going to get your replay on that one. And what I want you to pay attention to when it goes up is the great triangular passing from Malvern Prep that led to that goal, taking it from one end right to the other, using that pass back at X to find the open man on the far side and get it in. Just longer passes, but executed quickly and an emotion that flipped the field, and not a whole lot that Avis could do. Well-designed play by the Friars to get that 8th goal.
Quick face-off. Cavahug Almonte couldn't win it cleanly. Big battle as it goes inside and controlled now by Doyle. And a timeout called by the Friars. Again, the attackman and the defenseman have to stay inside that line until there's possession. And once the ball comes in, it's pretty much a free-for-all. And to find it, as Doyle just did, very difficult to do as he picks up the ground ball on the face-off win again for Malvern Prep. Well, coming up next for Moorestown, they'll play on Thursday morning. We're at spring break time. So Thursday morning, 11 a.m. conference game against Hunterdon Central from Moorestown. That's going to be a home game, so if you are a Moorestown supporter, head on out and support the Quakers. But next up here on the Sports Fanbase Network on Thursday, Joe Vasile will have the calls. Malvern Prep takes on Germantown Academy. It's another 4 p.m. start here on the Sports Fanbase Network. That'll be a good one. Again, the Interac is very tightly contested, as per usual.
Yeah, I was going to say, as is tradition, right?
By the way, speaking of the Interac, we will have the semifinals and the finals here on the Sports Fanbase Network, because I'll have the call for that one. And looking forward to that. That'll be at Cabrini College, or Cabrini University now.
Are they up?
I think they are university. I've always called them college, but I think they are Cabrini University. Either way, we'll be at Cabrini for the Interac semis and finals here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Something to look forward to.
And that's a great facility right off the main line down southeastern Pennsylvania. And certainly if there's any Malvern fans or even Moorestown fans here today that just are fans of lacrosse, that's going to be a tournament to pay attention to for sure.
Back underway after the timeout. Here's Payton. Back behind for McGill. As we're heading down to the late stages of this one, it's one pretty much in hand, and has been since, well, the first quarter. Moorestown has had their chances to get back into it, but number of turnovers, forced and unforced, and some rough luck as well, as they've hit some posts, some bad spins against them. Just one of those days for the Quakers, but when you have a game like this, if you are Moorestown playing against one of the top teams, not only in Pennsylvania, but in the whole high school lacrosse universe, lessons can be learned, and I'm sure Moorestown will go into their next game using some of these lessons. This shot from the outside scores. Evan Lotz powers home his first of the game, and that makes it a 9-1 contest. So if you are Moorestown again, you're just soaking all this in, trying to figure out a way to improve. Heading into their conference schedule, as again, they'll be back on Thursday morning.
Yeah, and again, playing without your number one goalie here today kind of puts you behind the 8 ball to start against a potent offensive team in Malvern Prep Friars, and then just a lack of execution in the clearing game, in the passing game, little things like that. It hasn't been the best day on the face-off for Moorestown either, so a couple areas that are obviously very important that the Quakers are going to have to kind of figure out here as they hit the home stretch in their schedule.
Cavajeg Almonte with a nice couple of moves as he wins the face-off. He'll move it up ahead. You know what? I would have loved to see him shoot there. Again, face-off guys, traditional just face-off guys, they usually win it and then toss it off and get it off the field. You know what? It would have been cool to see him pop one home. But, again, unselfish. Maybe a little bit too much, at least for my liking.
Yeah, I was going to say.
In a 9-1 game, I mean, take the chance, man.
Fogo goals, long pole goals. Those are the two really, really fun ones.
But turned over nonetheless as Moorestown trying to clear a way through. Nice spin move there by Caparola. He's had a pretty fine game. We've called his name a number of times. Little fast break. Shot comes in. That goes wide. Little bit of a challenge coming out by Pettit. And Samuel Winkler just could not sneak it past him. So we're down to 3 minutes to go. It'll stay Moorestown ball thanks to the backup. But, man, a glorious opportunity there for the Quakers to get back on the board.
And that's the day in a nutshell for Moorestown. You get something good. You have this wide-open shot. Ends up going wide. Sure, you keep on a possession, but that's another opportunity that when the Quakers are at their best and they're clicking on the attack, those are going in.
So Knobloch, the lone goal scorer, and Rutgers commit. We'll try to find room. Around now for Cantwell. Catalino is actually sneaking in, but forced away. Then pass is intercepted by Matthew Irvine. Senior from Westchester, getting some opportunities here. And I think they're going to call the Dogs off here.
Yeah, now you're looking at 15 turnovers for Moorestown in the game, and that's just far too many for any game, no matter who the opponent is. You can't be turning it over that many times in 48 minutes and expect to be in a position to win.
Moorestown looking for, actually, Malvern Prep looking for more. That shot is blocked. A nice save there by Avis. And we talked about him being the backup and the starter Martin not being available, but Avis has tried his best to keep his team in the game. Little fast break from Moorestown. Look out in front of the crease. Shot comes in off the post. Rebound, they score. Nope, they're going to wave it off. He's in the crease. Oh, man. Tough break again. This time it's Patrick Coleman.
And again, a couple of nice transition plays in a row for Moorestown. You see why they're ranked as one of the top 15 teams in the state of New Jersey and why perennially they're always a contender. They send guys to high-level D1 schools all the time. You see the talent. You see how well coached they are. It's just one of those days where everything that has gone wrong could have gone wrong and vice versa.
As Spanos was right there tiptoeing the crease line as he pops one home to make it a 10-1 game, 1:09 to go here in the fourth quarter. What makes this impressive here for Malvern Prep, 10 goals, 9 different goal scorers, so they've really spread the wealth as Jack Jogurst is the only man who has 2.
Yeah, it's not one player for Malvern having a dominating game. It's been a complete team effort, and even here late in the fourth with second and third unit guys on for the Friars, still generating good offense, burying shots, and you could see a little bit of tiring on the Moorestown defensive side, and Malvern not allowing themselves to become content with the lead. As you know, again, as you look ahead to Thursday for the Germantown Academy game and the rest of the Interact schedule and into the playoffs, it's good practice for that, because look, you're going to have times where you're going to have close games late, and you can't just become content to play keep away for the final few minutes of the games.
Face-off violation against Malvern Prep, so Moorestown may get last possession here. See if they can get their second of this game with a pass over. It's off of Young. He'll regroup. Fresh off the bench is Guptasi. Now Knobloch. and for Cantwell. 30 seconds to go in this one. Couple of high slashes, but nothing deemed illegal. Knobloch spins to his left. Back behind Winkler. 15 seconds to go.
Home fans from Moorestown yelling, shoot.
Well, they've got 8 seconds to do so. Back up top, shot comes in. That is blocked. As Knobloch tried his second of the game. Getting in the way of that one is Jake Brownlee.
Yeah, that one's going to hurt tomorrow for Brownlee, but it's got to feel good.
As that will do it, as Malvern Prep comes away with a very impressive 10-1 victory over Moorestown. Jack Jogers led the way with 2 goals for Malvern Prep. Shane Knobloch, the lone goal in the game for Moorestown. As, again, we've talked about it throughout the broadcast, just a tough day for Moorestown as they had opportunities to get back into this game, starting with the beginning of the second quarter where Jack Avis really stepped up between the pipes. But, again, just turnovers, a couple of bad breaks, a couple of bad bounces, and Malvern Prep took advantage of just about every single one.
Yeah, a tough day for Moorestown. They're going to have a short memory coming back on Thursday. But for Malvern, a couple of convincing wins in a row in non-conference games against very, very tough opponents. And now they head back into the Interact to take on Germantown Academy. That's going to be a big one right here at Quigley Field on Thursday.
So Malvern Prep, they improved to 8-5 on the year. Moorestown, they dropped to 3-6. Next up for Moorestown, Thursday morning, 11 a.m., a conference game against Hunterdon Central. As Joe mentioned, we ask you to join us again on Thursday for our next Malvern Prep lacrosse broadcast, as we'll be here. Malvern Prep, Germantown Academy. Joe will have the call at 4 p.m. here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Once again, our final score this afternoon. The Malvern Prep Friars 10, the Moorestown Quakers 1. For all of us here at Quigley Stadium in Malvern, Pennsylvania, for Joe Vasile, this is Tom Wilms saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you real soon.